Hello, I came to Diadem headquarters and I will talk to Mr. Evan about Elevate V3. And my name is Yuma Otomo from Globrite.
Evan Speck with Diadem.
So please tell me the history and the concept of Diadem brand.
At the end of the day, Diadem started between me and my partner AJ with just the idea that we could create better tennis products than what we were playing with at the time. We were both playing professional tournaments, and then we got into coaching. And at the time, we felt there was a need for more spin in a string or more performance from a racket or a grip. And so starting with the string, we created a really unique spin-enhancing string. And as we were out there selling to performance players, we realized the business sense took over, and there was a lot more money to be made and a lot more growth to happen in performance and recreational players. So we started to expand the brand. We looked at different types of string, different types of grips, and then when we really took the next step was with the rackets, and we were able to find key partners in our supply chain and allow us to really get creative with unique technologies that really added to the product line. So going into the rackets and starting with the first generation, from there to where we are now, we've enhanced it every step of the way.
Thank you. So second, please let me know the concept of Elevate.
Yeah, so the purpose of the Elevate racket is a control, player frame. So it's meant for players who really have a good understanding of the sport of tennis. Obviously, the sweet spot isn't as big as an oversized racket. It's a racket of choice of many. The concept of the racket is what most of the pro players on tour are using, where it's a thinner beam, a 98 square inch head, tighter string pattern. It gives you that control. It gives you a great feel for slices and volleys. So it's really meant for a player that's creating their own power. The power is ample. The power is there when you need it, but it's not overpowering in any sense.
Sounds great. You will launch the brand new racket Elevate V3. And please tell me the difference between previous V2 and V3.
Yeah, so there's a couple key changes that we made going into the V3 Elevate. One of the main things is, of course, the look and the feel for a user as soon as they touch it. We are traditionally a very teal branded, teal color brand, and we wanted to create a racket that not only stood out, but that could appeal to the masses. And we find that this blue, from the blue edges to the blue grommets, and the metallic paint underneath really stands out in the crowd, but it also can appeal to any tennis player. So that was the first step, obviously, is the look of it. The second was trying to maximize the concept of what I talked about with the Elevate racket. So you're looking for the ultimate control racket, but most people don't want to completely sacrifice power. So we were able to, at the end of the day, create a very control-oriented player frame that does not lack for power. So we've kind of expanded the potential user of this racket because you can create ample power.
Okay, so please tell me the key features and technology of V3.
Right, so what we've done, like as I was mentioning, with each version of the racket, we've sort of added to the technology. So we started with our original rackets with them being a similar shape, a similar spec, but basically just foam filled. Most rackets on the market are hollow carbon fiber. Some use a foam filled system, and we did with the original. In the second variation, which is what we call our FS rackets, we created an FS system, a flex stabilization system. So it has a rib channel around the entire frame. And this one also includes the FS system, which you can see when you open the butt cap, actual ribs and two types of foam throughout the entire frame. That allowed us to, again, create a great feeling racket a very stable racket, and we were able to up the power on a low flex, comfortable racket. The next evolution now is Craven. So our new technology in this racket is a very special rubber that we've placed in a couple key locations that is a non-cross-linked rubber film, a very thin film that is able to actually be a part of the pre-preg process when we build out the mold, and the resin and the carbon fiber actually cure with the rubber. So when you think of a hollow racket with foam and that has some dampening ability, this rubber is actually inside of the material of the carbon fiber layers. So it could be like a couple layers of carbon fiber, then rubber. And so you can think of it as an incredible dampening ability where it kind of disperses the vibration that you're going to be feeling as you're hitting the ball. So we have felt, and a lot of the people testing it, that there really is not a match in the market with the type of feel you're getting with this racket.
So again, please let me know the main target of Elevate V3 and how they can improve their play.
Yeah, I think the main target of this racket are a player that has the ability to create their own power. So they're probably somewhat experienced in tennis. They're using a racket that is a thinner beam now. They're not using an overpowered racket. They're not using an oversized racket. But they're potentially still having arm issues. They're potentially still feeling discomfort on late shots, or maybe they're not hitting the center of the racket every time, but they want to use a player frame. With this racket, you're going to be able to get away with some off-hit shots. You're going to be able to limit the vibration coming into your arm, and hopefully be able to experience well-hit, clean shots without any discomfort.
Oh, do you have some specs in the Elevate V3 series?
Yeah, so we have the light version, which is 285 grams. We have the regular Elevate, which is our main version, which is 305 grams. And then we have the tour version, which is 315 grams. They're all pretty even balanced. So it's very easy to customize if you wanted to put weight on the head and create a higher swing weight, or if you wanted to put weight in the handle and kind of pull the swing weight back, you could do that as well.
Okay. When will you launch globally?
It will be launched in the middle of January, ahead of the Australian Open. Thank you, Yuma, and the Globeride team for coming all the way to Florida to visit us at our headquarters and to share the experiences with your customers and everybody in Japan.
Thank you very much.